Hello and welcome to this particular session. We are going to be looking at the if-else statement in C programming, and specifically we shall dwell on the definition, the syntax, as well as provide an example from a real life case scenario. If you look at that IBC portal, it's prompting us to enter our ID number or a passport number, and then we click on a button here. Our anticipation is if we would enter an ID number or a passport number that is correct, then we click on this particular button, we expect to be provided with a list of our voter details. However, when we enter an invalid ID or a passport number and we click on the button, we equally expect to have an error message that maybe tells us that our ID number is invalid or the ID number is correct. So that's where the concept of the if-else statement comes on board. It executes a statement when the condition is true. In this given case, you have provided a correct ID number. And another statement when the condition is false. So when you provide an invalid ID number, then it executes the else section and equally displays some output. What's the syntax? The syntax is the addition of this particular part, the else part. So it works in the same way as what you are having in the if statement, in that we check for the condition that is provided here. If the condition is true, then we execute the statements that are in the if part. However, if this condition is not true, then we go to the else section and we execute the statements that are here. Let's look at an example. We want a scenario where a user enters their age, and in the event that their age is above or equal to 18, then we expect to tell the user that you are an adult. But now, unlike in our previous example, when we're looking at the if statement, if a user would enter an age that was below 18, we are not getting any output. But in this given case, you would want to communicate to the user, so that if they enter an age that is 18 years and above, then we tell them you are an adult. But what happens when a user enters an age that is below 18 years? Then we expect this statement to be displayed, you are a child. So if, for instance, a user enters 5, we are going to test is 5 greater or equal to 18. That's not true. So the statement within the if section will not be executed. So what will happen is, because this condition is false, the execution is going to go straight all the way. It's going to skip all that part, go all the way to the else section, execute whatever is within this else section, which in this given case is you are a child, and we can see this given case. Of most important is the if normally has the opening curly bracket, the closing curly bracket, followed by the else, which has its opening curly bracket and corresponding closing curly bracket. There is never a semicolon after the else. Similarly, we do not have any semicolon after the if condition. Thank you for watching, and I look forward to seeing you in the next lesson.